Chapter 613 Sulin Dongfang Jun Part 6 Swish. A white light flashed and shot toward his groin. A heart-wrenching shriek was then heard under the tranquil night. The next morning, Wang Yunjin placed his book down in the study room before he raised his gaze to look at the white-robed girl that had entered the room. With a smile, he greeted, "Lady Mu, you are awake." "MHM. Mu, are you?" You nodded slightly. With a brandish of her hand, a piece of paper was shot toward Wang Yunjin. She then said, "Gather these medicinal plants." Wang Yunjin smiled and kept the list of medicinal plants. He then shifted his gaze to the girl. With a trace of light that flickered in his eyes, he asked, seemingly casually, "That's right, did you know that something happened to Dongfang Jun yesterday?" The rumors said that he was bashed up by someone and his tool in creating his legacy had been crippled. Yet, he wasn't able to see the face of the culprit in the end. He had focused his gaze on Mu Ruu's expression while he said that. Nevertheless, Mu Ruu's expression remained unchanged. She then said, as though that matter didn't have anything to do with her, "I don't know if I should congratulate the Dongfang family. It will prevent that bastard from ruining other girls." Wang Yunjin remained silent for a while before he replied, slightly helpless, "Something had happened to Dongfang Jun in the Wang family's territory after all. Even though the Dongfang family won't do anything to the Wang family, we still have to account for him." "Account for him?" Mu Ruu smiled and continued, "It is meaningless to account for him with the relationship of the Dongfang and Wang families. Since you are already fire and water in the dark, it shouldn't matter if it becomes open." Wang Yunjin was stunned for a moment before he chuckled. "You are right. There isn't any difference from being in the light or the dark. It is destined for the two families to be like water and fire after that old man of the Dongfang family framed my father. However, the glory and losses of a large family of the four large families will affect the image of the four large families, so we didn't want to confront the Dongfang family openly. But this kind of facade is enough already, as the ambitions of the Dongfang family has been growing. They are planning on taking over the other three large families. In this case, it doesn't matter if we oppose them openly now." Mu Ruu didn't say further. She just swept a gaze at the medicinal plant list in Wang Yunjin's hand and said, "Send those medicinal plants over within 5 days. I also won't be responsible for what happens to your father after 5 years." She turned around and left the room upon saying that. Faint sunlights entered the room and landed on the girl's magnificent and beautiful face. Her hair fluttered in the wind when the breeze blew past. She then stretched her waist toward the sun with a light smile on her face. Suddenly, Mu frowned and pressed her hand on her lower abdomen. Cramps was instantly felt from her abdomen, making her complexion to pale momentarily. Mu. A purple robe flashed to land before her. He then raised his arm to pull her into his embrace before he asked with worries and concerns, "How are you?" "I'm fine." Mu shook her head as she looked at the small protrusion of her belly. With a trace of happiness on her face, she continued, "This little fella has been quiet since I came to Realmless. There is finally some movements from him now. Wu Chen, I've a feeling that this little fella is going to be born soon. He was their child. She would dote, cherish, and protect him for all her life and eternity, no matter what his origin was." Ye Wu Chen heaved a sigh of relief after hearing what she said, but he didn't dare to relax completely as he said, "Mu, you have been working too hard lately. You can just make me do that kind of matter that you did yesterday. There wasn't a need for you to do it personally."